Fill her up. America's thirst for gas drives fuel efficiency down to a 2-decade low. The investigation of the Maine murder mystery focuses on a farmer's apparent suicide. Democratic presidential hopefuls are off and running and about to begin their first debate. And a slow start to the drive to immunize healthcare workers against smallpox.
This is the CBS Evening News with Russ Mitchell.
And good evening. There is more proof tonight that America's love affair with the SUV shows no sign of cooling off. The average vehicle today is faster, more powerful, and heavier than ever, according to a new report from the Environmental Protection Agency. The report also says the average fuel economy of cars and trucks is now at a 22-year low. Congress takes up the issue next week, but Tony Guida reports for now the numbers show consumers are enjoying the ride.
Not since Ronald Reagan's first term has fuel economy in the United States been so low. 2002 model cars and trucks, the EPA says, have never been faster, more powerful, or more thirsty. Technological and engineering advances in everything but fuel consumption. In fact, Ford recently backed away from a pledge to improve the fuel economy of its SUVs. Detroit blames consumers and their love affair with the light trucks. Nonsense, say environmentalists.
Cars have actually gotten much cleaner, much more efficient, and much safer. Unfortunately, many of those advances have passed the trucks, the SUVs by.
That was of no concern to Pete Viscomi. He came to this Honda dealership in Queens, New York today to pick up the family's new Pilot, an SUV.
My wife fell in love with it.
And love conquers all, even thoughts of fuel efficiency.
She only drives it back and forth to the train station and stuff, about 5,000 miles a year. So gas economy is not an issue.
This dealer does sell a super fuel-efficient car with a hybrid engine, a jazzy number that gets 57 miles to the gallon in the city.
It's an electric car you're not going to plug in.
But it was not displayed on the showroom floor for what the dealer said was a very good reason.
What we sell the most of is what's represented on that floor.
And what they sell the most of are high-performance cars and SUVs. Whether one blames poor fuel economy on an avaricious industry or an apathetic consumer, this much seems clear.
We're losing the war for energy security and energy efficiency in this country.
The Senate opens debate on a comprehensive energy bill next week, but don't expect gas guzzlers to be muzzled. Majority Republicans are focusing on provisions that increase energy production rather than those that reduce consumption. Russ?
Tony Guida, thank you. In Maine, police are looking into a possible connection between a deadly arsenic poisoning and a suicide. Jim Acosta reports from the small town where residents are trying to come to terms with the possibility that one of their own was a killer.
State police believe the farmer did it. He apparently shot himself Friday and died hours later. He was 53-year-old Daniel Bondison. Seen here in his high school yearbook picture, Bondison was a member of the same church where a coffee pot was poisoned last Sunday with arsenic, a lethal brew that killed one man and sickened more than a dozen congregation members.
We have developed information which links that shooting to the death at the church.
Investigators searched the suspect's dilapidated property, perhaps for old pesticides containing arsenic that are common on Maine farms.
It hasn't been used in a few years, but there's an abundance of arsenic around in various farms.
Bondison's brother wasn't talking. Mr. Bondison, can you tell us anything about what's going on? Tell us about your brother. Another possibility is this now defunct potato factory where Bondison once worked. We found it unguarded and full of dangerous chemicals. Bondison's cousin was also employed there and remembers his relative's bizarre on-the-job behavior.
I always talked, whether there was anybody there or not. Count to himself, talk. Kind of drive you nuts once in a while.
In the town of New Sweden, others in the church community recall a quiet man who kept to himself.
It's so confusing, so frustrating. You want the answers, you want to know why, especially.
Nearly everybody here is holding back tears and holding their breath, waiting for the final chapter to be written in Maine's arsenic mystery. Tomorrow, congregation members will return to the scene of the crime, their church, to pray for answers. More of those answers could come on Monday if an autopsy confirms the suspect took his own life. Russ?
Jim Acosta in New Sweden, Maine. Thank you. With the night of campaign 2004, political insiders are still scrambling to make sense of yesterday's complex federal court ruling that threw out much of the new campaign finance law. For the 9 Democrats seeking their party's presidential nomination, 2004 is already here. As Bobby Harley tells us, they're in South Carolina tonight for the earliest campaign debate ever.
It's still more than a year and a half before people even cast a vote for president. And more than 8 months away from the first presidential primary.
We are going to beat George Bush in November of 2004.
But right now in South Carolina, what's being served alongside Southern hospitality is presidential politics.
This is spring training, and this is a big exhibition game.
In all, 9 candidates, some visible, some not, some well-funded, some not, but all here early in the campaign season. With contests in Iowa and New Hampshire scheduled earlier than ever next year, South Carolina's primary will be the first real test in the South. Political newcomer Senator John Edwards of North Carolina thinks that might give him the edge.
And I'm a senator from North Carolina, right next to here, and I'm running for president.
But Edwards isn't the sole Southerner warming up to voters, and he's far from the front runner in the national polls.
South Carolina, do we have the energy to win?
Democrats know they have a tough fight on their hands against a president with high approval ratings, who carried this state easily last time around. For the Democrats, this weekend appearance might decide who moves on.
It doesn't so much as win or lose for certain candidates as really sort out the pack and begin to establish a pecking order.
Tonight's debate is crucial to these candidates on 2 fronts, shoring up the party support that is essential to winning the nomination, and more importantly, being able to raise the enormous amount of money necessary to win the presidential election. Russ?
Bobby Harley in Columbia, South Carolina, thanks. In just a few minutes, a Russian Soyuz capsule is set to undock from the International Space Station. One cosmonaut and 2 American astronauts will be on their way home after a 5-month mission in space. The Space Shuttle Columbia disaster forced the crew to stay an extra 2 months and raised new doubts about the future of the space station itself. When the shuttle Columbia disintegrated in February, the U.S. shuttle program was put on hold, and NASA had to turn to the cash-strapped Russian space agency to ferry men and materials to the half-completed space station. But that's not a long-term solution to keep the outpost occupied.
Right now, it doesn't look like they've got the wherewithal, the financial means to do that long-term, much more than a year.
And they won't get that money from NASA. U.S. law won't allow dollars to be sent to Russia unless it stops helping Iran build missiles. The Russians did try to make ends meet by offering space tourists, like American Dennis Tito, the chance of a dream vacation in space for a mere $20 million. Now the Soyuz capsules must be used to carry high-priority space station supplies, things the shuttle was supposed to deliver.
Without the shuttle visits, they don't have enough fresh water to support a 3-person crew, and that's why they've had to settle for launching these 2-person caretaker crews, as they're known.
The new crew will have little time to do more than keep the space station running. Glitches, easily handled by 3, could force the crew of 2 home. Critics say it's time to mothball a project they view as a celestial money pit.
There's always been an assumption that we must have a space station, we must have human beings out there, and I think we need to really talk about that now.
U.S. and Russian space experts will meet next week to try to figure out how to keep the space station going. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News. For the first time since the fall of Saddam, students head back to school in Baghdad. Also, a state's prized symbol in a state of collapse. And prized thoroughbreds doing their rounds once again.
Grand times and grand savings are going on now during the grand event at Miracle Ear. Now's the time to take advantage and experience all the digital hearing aids have to offer and save up to $1,000. Digital clarity, Miracle Ear's distinctive service, and up to $1,000 in savings? Now that's truly grand. Hurry, this grand event ends May 21st. Call or visit any of our 1,000 Miracle Ear locations, including many in Sears stores. Don't miss this grand opportunity going on now.
What's as gentle as Senecot natural vegetable laxatives? Senecot tablets contain 100% natural senna. The original Senna laxative shown to be effective in 50 clinical studies. Yet Senecot gives you overnight relief from occasional constipation gently. Senecot works gently, works overnight.
Murphy! Lawn weeds. Some products will kill them, but they'll burn holes in your lawn too. Is there a solution? Yes. New Ortho Weed Be Gone. Weed Be Gone's exclusive Lawn Guard formula kills the toughest weeds without ever harming your grass. Guaranteed. So it's goodbye weeds, hello beautiful lawn. Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills weeds, not lawns. Guaranteed. Ortho. Always the right solution.
Today, more people with diabetes are getting to know Accu-Check Compact. The one with the drum. Automatic, so you never have to handle a test strip, even when you're in the middle of something important. Compact from Accu-Check. Diabetes made easier. Life lived better.
Ask me anything about cranberries. I spent a good part of my life knee-deep in them. But when it came time to start figuring out retirement and all that, I was in over my head. I don't admit that very often. I found someone I trusted, and we put together a whole plan. Now I don't have to think about it too much. Suits me fine.
Retirement and estate planning from Mutual of Omaha. It's never too late to start planning for tomorrow. Begin today.
Sometimes people bring me more than just their pet.
That's Buddy.
Ooh, and about 100 of his closest friends. And when pets have fleas and ticks, your home and family might have them too. So I recommend Frontline Plus for dogs and cats. It kills fleas fast and lasts longer than any other leading brand. And it kills flea eggs and larvae. Frontline Plus also kills ticks, including those that may transmit Lyme disease. It's my job to keep dogs and cats healthy. Fleas and ticks, that's another story.
Frontline Plus, veterinarian's #1 choice.
It looks like Tiger's laying up.
It's too loud, lady.
It looks like Tiger's laying up.
Still too loud.
It looks like Tiger's laying up.
Still too loud.
Secretary of State Colin Powell is in Beirut tonight following talks with Syrian President Bashar Assad. Powell said Assad has given in to U.S. demands that he close the Damascus offices of several militant anti-Israeli groups. Powell also warned Assad against harboring one-time officials of Saddam Hussein's regime. After visiting today with Australia's Prime Minister at his Texas ranch, President Bush said he is sure weapons of mass destruction will be found in Iraq, but admitted it may take some time. There is a new plan for a multinational force to stabilize Iraq tonight. U.S. troops will remain in Baghdad. Britain will control forces near Basra, and Poland will command other European forces in the rest of the country. In the meantime, in Baghdad, Elizabeth Palmer reports this was the first day of school.
Overjoyed to find their friends alive, the students of Baghdad College and Elite High School are even looking forward to hitting the books. Only hours ago, the American soldiers who had been camped here pulled out. Now they're back to reassure parents.
You are taking care of them or what?
I'm doing my best.
It's safe to bring our children.
Yes, safe to bring them to school.
Safe by Iraqi standards, that is. Saddam's Republican Guard left some of their weapons behind, and the Americans haven't had time to remove them. But that's not stopping the principal, who's holding his first assembly here on the football field. Welcome back, he says. This is a golden opportunity for you to complete this academic year. Looters didn't get the most of Baghdad College's classrooms, so students can enjoy the luxury of desks, and Yaakov Yusuf, the biology teacher, can enjoy the luxury of teaching free of fear. Some years ago, he was unlucky enough to have Uday, Saddam's son, in his class. He told me Uday came to school with 20 bodyguards. He had his own chair, and he used to call ahead when he was late.
And you couldn't say anything.
You can't say anything. Aren't you afraid for your life?
The teachers here still aren't sure when they'll be paid. But one crucial thing is sure. The students will be taking their final exams in a month.
All my near future and far future depends on this year.
In the confused wake of war and a collapsed regime, Baghdad schools have become tiny islands of routine in a greater sea of uncertainty. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Baghdad.
Back in this country, the government said this week ambitious plans to inoculate healthcare workers against smallpox are well behind schedule. Cheryl Atkinson explains why.
It's a pretty good size.
3 months into the campaign, only some 35,000 healthcare workers have received the smallpox inoculations the government hopes will protect them from a terrorist attack using smallpox.
35,000 is what we have right now. We would like to get to 50,000.
But health officials who met in Washington this week to check up on the program supported the slower pace of vaccinations.
To give a vaccine against a disease that doesn't exist, particularly a toxic vaccine, something you want to do very carefully and very slowly.
Senator Susan Collins says the slow start suggests the government rushed into action with too many unknowns. The inoculations are also proving to be more expensive than predicted.
Originally, the federal government estimated it would cost about $7 per vaccination. The actual cost has varied between $79 and over $200. That's a significant financial burden.
There have been 68 cases of adverse effects from the smallpox vaccinations, including 3 who died from heart attacks, which may be linked to the inoculation. But Dr. Strom is not discouraged.
What the smallpox vaccine campaign has done is it's led to a general increase in public health preparedness, and that's helped us enormously in multiple other events, including SARS.
In fact, the SARS epidemic has given the government a glimpse of what could happen with an outbreak of smallpox: a frightened public, stepped-up border security, isolation of victims. Health and Human Services Secretary Tommy Thompson says that's all the more reason to step up the pace of smallpox inoculations.
Take a look at SARS. The healthcare workers became very sick because of SARS. They were not protected. The same thing would happen in smallpox.
And health officials have learned another lesson. They may not need to inoculate as many first responders as first thought. Instead, they're turning their focus to specific individuals most likely to be exposed to the disease in a terrorist attack. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
New Hampshire's governor today vowed to restore the state's fallen symbol, the Old Man of the Mountain. The formation appears in the state's license plates, road signs, even the back of the New Hampshire quarter. But clearing fog this morning revealed the craggy profile had collapsed, leaving onlookers staring in disbelief. There is more to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, including college students having to face the music of an angry industry.
Hear that sound? It's me, in my garden, raining down growth from above. I'm talking about Miracle Grow plant food. Did you know that it feeds through the leaves as well as the roots? You'll get bigger plants and twice the blooms. Even if you're new to gardening, you can dream big and actually get big. Have you used Miracle Grow lately? And for the special needs of your acid-loving plants, try Miracle Grow Azalea Camellia Rhododendron plant food. Just look for the blue box.
What's as gentle as Senecot natural vegetable laxatives? Senecot tablets contain 100% natural senna. The original senna laxative shown to be effective in 50 clinical studies. Yet Senecot gives you overnight relief from occasional constipation gently. Senecot works gently, works overnight.
Oh, hey, hi, I'm Digger. Don't mind me, I'm just a dermatophyte. A nail infection. All I want is to get in here and live under your nail. You can't get me with clippers or those surface treatments you try on your own. I'm in too deep in your nail bed. I'll make myself comfortable, invite a few friends. Settle in.
Do you have thick, discolored, or flaky nails? Millions of people do. It may be caused by an active live infection. That's why you should ask your doctor about prescription-only Lamisil. Unlike surface treatments, Lamisil is a pill that works through the bloodstream to target and attack the infection at its source, underneath the nail. In fact, you can start to see clearer, healthier nails in just 3 months. Lamisil isn't for people with liver or kidney problems. Barely serious side effects in the liver or serious skin reactions have occurred, so your doctor may do blood tests. Other side effects including headache, diarrhea, indigestion, and rash were generally mild. Ask your doctor about Lamisil. It's the #1 brand for treating infected nails. Once daily Lamisil tablets. Get your nail infection where it grows.
Ask Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
It's a beautiful morning.
Ask your doctor today about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck, and find out what Vioxx can do for you. Vioxx.
The president declares victory in Iraq. What's next? We'll talk to Secretary of State Colin Powell on Face the Nation Sunday.
There are reports today that former Republican cabinet member William Bennett, the author of the Book of Virtues, has lost more than $8 million at casinos over the past 10 years. Bennett has long acknowledged that he gambles, but has said he does not put his family at risk. He also says he does not consider gambling a moral issue. The University of Alabama today fired new football coach Mike Price before he coached a single game. Price was fired for going to a topless bar during a recent Florida golf trip. At college campuses across the country, a new problem has popped up of late. In an attempt to stop the illegal practice of copying music on the internet, the recording industry is now zeroing in on college students. That's striking a sour note indeed. Campus downloaders forced to pay up are the focus of tonight's Weekend Journal.
I think it's legal because I'm not stealing music.
Brendan Dolan Gavitt could be the next target of the recording industry's crackdown. The Wesleyan University freshman runs a computer search engine allowing students to locate and download music from each other's computers for free.
What they're using it for is their business.
The recording industry has been taking aim at colleges in its fight against what's called music file sharing. On Thursday, it settled a lawsuit accusing 4 college students of music piracy for running file sharing networks on campus. Although they admitted no wrongdoing, the students will pay the major record companies fines ranging from $12,000 to $17,500. It's the first time the record labels have recovered money from individual file swappers.
The purpose of the litigation was deterrence. We wanted to deter students from setting up these networks and from it spreading from campus to campus.
The recording industry says music piracy has hurt profits. Last year, CD sales were off 11%, down 10% in 2001 and 7% in 2000. But not everyone agrees that the declines are due to illegal music downloading.
It's a bad economy. Some of the music that the record companies admittedly have put out themselves they don't think is very good or appealing to an audience, and they're not hitting the right markets.
Introducing Press Play.
Major music labels like Sony have begun offering music on the internet for a monthly fee, but they don't offer very many songs, and they haven't attracted a lot of customers. That could change. This week, Apple Computer launched its iTunes Music Store, a pay-per-download service offering more than 200,000 songs for 99 cents each. Brendan Dolan Gavitt, who thinks he's offering a similar service for free, is worried that he could become a target for the recording industry.
I mean, that's frightening that I don't think I'm doing anything wrong and that I still feel threatened with, financial ruin.
At least 18 other file-sharing networks at colleges and universities have gone offline since the recording industry sued the 4 students. We'll be back.
Sky, sunshine, people smiling everywhere that we go. What a day for picking daisies, and what a sky of blue.
Longing for the freshness of laundry dried in a country breeze? Tide Clean Breeze. We've captured the same breezy scent, so you don't have to. Tide Clean Breeze, now also available with bleach.
Wake up, Grandma, wake up! I'm hungry!
I'm up, but this arthritis pain.
The moment of choice. Tylenol or Advil? What do you take for arthritis pain?
Advil's the choice for me.
Truth is, only Advil liquid gels give you advanced liquid-filled capsules. Can't get that from Tylenol. Advil liquid gels rush long-lasting relief where you need it, and it's gentle on your stomach.
Oh, that's great!
For fast relief, advance to Advil.
Want to see one of the most amazing things to show up in this garden lately? Here it is. Miracle Grow Shake and Feed Slow Release Plant Food. It's the simple, easy way to get great Miracle Grow results. It shakes on dry in minutes and feeds your plants for 3 months. Just look at the difference. A few minutes of shake time, 3 months of showtime. Miracle Grow Shake and Feed. Shake a little, grow a lot.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
Wish your dentures were this comfortable? Bob's denture adhesive is C-Bond, a thin, soft wafer that clings wall-to-wall with 3 adhesives. No gaps, no ooze. C-Bond. Buy it for whole.
Love it for comfort.
All right, bye.
Looking for really tough virus protection? Switch to new MSN8. Sign up now and get virus protection that automatically scans your email, plus 2 months free. It's better with the Butterfly. Call 866-TRY-MSN8 today.
Sam gave up custody of his own son to get him the medical care he needed. But was it a good idea? Eye on America, Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
A big upset this evening in Louisville in the 129th running of the Kentucky Derby. 12-1 shot Funny Side won the first jewel of racing's Triple Crown, edging out favorite Empire Maker at Churchill Downs. Finally this evening, the horses being celebrated in one Maryland town had been in the barn for decades. But today, Charles Osgood tells us they came out to cast their old-fashioned spell.
There is magic in a carousel. Animals come alive. Giraffes, ostriches, lions, tigers seem to fly. Horses appear to be the favorite.
I'm riding a horse. A big horse.
100 years ago, there were over 7,000 carousels in America. But the Great Depression, 2 world wars, the turbulent 60s took their toll. One by one, the carousels shut down. Now, only 135 antique carousels remain. In 1970, when the people of Glen Echo, Maryland, realized their carousel was about to be sold, they pulled together and raised $80,000 to buy it back. Artist Rosa Ragan has spent the last 30 years making the animals beautiful again.
They have the human touch, every one of them, in some way in the carving and the painting.
It took nearly 200 hours for each animal as she painstakingly peeled off the layers of old paint to bring back the dazzling color of the original craftsman.
This is the first horse that I worked on. He's very special because of, you can see all of the detail that they put on, the pinstriping.
So when the carousel finally reopened today, the menagerie of animals came alive again, as it did 80 years ago, and the whole town celebrated.
I think it's fun. It's just magical. It's kind of like a fairy tale.
Spring is in the air. Everything, from trees to flowers to painted animals, seems new again. Charles Osgood, CBS News, New York.
And that's tonight's CBS Evening News. Tomorrow on Sunday morning, singer Ray Charles. Then on Face the Nation, Secretary of State Colin Powell. Thanks for joining us this Saturday evening. I'm Russ Mitchell, CBS News, New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com. CBS News.
When you buy a suit from us, we'll press it for free at any of our 500 locations. And if you travel a lot, that comes in handy.
Lifetime free pressing. Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
You know, hon, you can always stay with Fran and Carl.
Ah, you think I'm a hotel?
Maybe we should just get a room when we get into town.
We're booked.
Why don't we call your brother Jeff? He's always traveling.
And always on short notice.
The best deals? It's a no-brainer. Hotels.com.
Hotels.com.
Save on thousands of hotels worldwide.
Yes!
Hotels.com. The best prices at the best places. Guaranteed.
Monday at 5, it's a simple treatment that helps prevent premature births and keeps newborn babies healthy. Details Monday on News Channel 5 at 5.
Saturday, a police video has D.C. in flames and Chief Mannion battling for control.
Your inability to react is the reason there's civil unrest.
All new District, CBS Saturday.
Live with breaking news from your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Couch. Glad you're with us. We begin tonight with breaking news. First on 5. Metro Police have put out a bolo asking their officers to be on the lookout for a 19-year-old man in connection with the disappearance of a missing